We got trouble, folks.
Afraid not.
Show them how it's done.
And that's how it's done.
No, Pixie, all night.
What is this? Come closer. You glow so brightly, just like away. The striped fiends profane the island, endlessly burrowing, building. They bury the Adra under stone. Sugan says we must find a way in. Sugan says I must find a way in. Speaker for the gods. Grandfather to many. He leads us here. And here I must find a way in. The fiends gather at the walls, searching too. Not for me, but they see me still. No, not dead. Still searching. Stay a little longer. Your glow is a comfort. Away, I said. A glowing, shining way. The way glows like an anglerfish lure, but it feels safe. I will follow the way, I think. But then I see another glowing thing. Now, there is no way and no light. It is too dark. I will lose my way, or be swallowed by the terrible walker. The way? I am searching for a way. Show me!
I got this. Looks like trouble.
Dark as it is.
Hmm?
Moe. Ixie. Oh! Smells like, doesn't it, Ishi? Ixie. Oh no!
Right here. Don't think I can pull that off. And what do we have? Consider it done. I'll teach you all!
Oh no! That would be enough. That would be enough.
Isn't this something? Watch and learn.
Got someone in my...
Show them how it's done.
Broke as it is.
Of course.
I'll teach
Right
you
between
a
the
lesson.
eyes.
Milan, sperme Republice.
Looks like trouble.
Show them how it's done.
Absolutely.
Broke as it is.
There's something you don't see every day.
Yeah.
Moe.
Give me a real challenge.
Good. Happy to oblige.
Okay.
I'll teach you a lesson.
Yeah.
Still got it.
How do you like that? Show them how it's done.
My pleasure.
Good.
Okay.
Happy to oblige.
Yeah.
Be right there. Absolutely.
day. I'll teach you a lesson! Of course. Watch and learn. Right here.
Hey, good thinking. What do you need?
Hey there.
Ah,
I'm listening.
Yeah. Hey there. Leave it to me.
What do you need?
Consider it done. Oh, this isn't how I usually work.
Something I can do?
Still got
Don't
it.
see why not. Hey,
this take you. Lavaru beyond seek.
Be clear. Mo, Ixie,
Lavaru beyond seek.
yeah.
As
Right between the eyes. What can I do you for? Happy to oblige.
Right here. I got this. Give me a real challenge. We've got company. That looks like it hurt.
Lavaru beyond seek.
Be right there.
I think that's beyond.
Remember this little soldier? Glad to see you made it, friend.
I'll teach you! And that's how it's done.
Beyond safe mode.
Pixie on us. Oh, hell.
This calls for a subtle touch. There. What did I tell you? I got this.
Finally, some peace and quiet. Just keep that bird away from my work.
Stand down, Ishi. The man is doing important work.
Slave sphincter, those snakes were noisy. I don't suppose you brought any extra parchment with you? No, I've gotta stay. Gotta finish while there's still time. Slowly, Aimuro. Can't expect them to know if you don't tell them. I'm writing it all down. My research, my work, something to survive before the next walk-in Colossus, the next Naga warband. Do you need something? If not, I should focus. So much to do. Safety in numbers, eh? A comforting illusion. Let the others have it if they wish it. I must see that my work survives. What didn't? A Colossus made of Adra marched through the fort, grew bright like Luminous, and scores of soldiers fell dead. Incredible.
If Aethys got to them first, then you can fit their remains in a pouch of white leaf.
Then the Naga killed everyone else. Except Latharn, I suppose. Yes, he must have left. They should split up. Safer that way. Better odds. Dawnstar fellow. Arrived yesterday, last week. Complained of strange dreams. Smart of him to leave so soon.
He's gotta be acting on his dreams, trying to help our god.
Do you need something? If not, I should focus. So much to do. Just the one. Just the one. Someone came and took it. Oh, that was you. How indeed. Naga everywhere. Suppose your best chance will be up along the walls, west and south. But how to get there? Better perhaps to keep going south, around the edge of the fort. Through Fleet Master Ko's office. More cover from the Naga.
You must gather your party before venturing.
The sea-striped fiends send you to uproot the tree of the gods, yes? Their blasphemy knows no bounds.
Give the order, Captain. Or just nod. I'm not picky.
So, So, the fiends corrupt even the sand-striped ones. Now I taste their stench. If you join them in befouling the Adra, then you will join them in death, too. The Tree of the Gods, yes, which these fiends plunder and profane. Go! Carry a warning of what you have seen to the other shufflers. That shufflers must not disturb these roots, or the gods will destroy the islands. Do your stories say nothing of the many disasters? Of the shuffler nests washed away like foam? Many generations ago, the sand-striped ones built great hives across the islands, and bastions around the Adra. They did not build alone. The sand-striped ones helped, as they help other fiends now. Their meddling displeased the gods. So the gods smashed their works with heaving. You shufflers are beasts of habit. You do not learn. You do not change. You cast off your sheddings by night, only to put them back on at daybreak. You wrap yourself in filthy, worn-out things. Our ancestors hid deep where the waters quenched the fires and muffled the storms. They remembered while shufflers scattered. Now, the shufflers build again. The gods see. They will tear them all down.
The shuffler's tongue is thick with blasphemy. Kill him now.
If your fat tongue speaks true, then give us proof. If this is not some fat-tongued lie, then show us. Approach. Restore the blessing of the gods.
As your hand touches the dim Adra, you feel the same cool, pricking sensation that you did when you touched the pillar near Port Mage. You concentrate on the pillar. The world around you swiftly falls away, leaving only the vast emptiness of the in-between. The Adra, and a multitude of golden threads undulating off into the distance. For a second time, you gather the threads in your mind and bind them together, forming a solid tether that ripples out toward its distant anchor. Again, a crack sounds from the terminus. Your consciousness is violently pulled along the cord. You are prepared for the sensation this time, but are still disoriented when you come to a sudden stop. You find yourself standing behind a familiar Titanic statue as it trudges through invisible waters. Standing at Aethys' shoulder, your soul is dwarfed by the massive god's form. Energy pulses along the tether, each wave feeding the Adra's movements. He stops. His head cranes behind him, again accompanied by the sound of stone shearing and buckling. His eyes rest upon you. He does not reach for the cord, but considers you for a long span of...
Your first attempt to contact me was brave. This second attempt, is it born out of desperation or something else? Why do you continue to follow me, Watcher of Cat Nua? Yes, they must want answers. But why do the biddings of the gods matter to you? That is a cruel bargain, to be a god's pawn. I am sorry for what I did, but it was done for the hope of a better future. Even a god needs strength. This form requires much more than that of a mortal kith. Without those souls in Cad Nua, I would never have been able to free myself. Thousands that you know of, millions unknown to you. Death follows us both, Watcher. We must always care and take care. But caring is not enough.
Aethys becomes silent. You can sense his presence advancing back along the cord between you. His energy flows over your hand. Tendrils of light probing into the air around you. They poke and prod at the silent lost souls hovering in your vicinity.
You are in a unique position. In spite of the work of the Leaden Key and Hand Occult, you have seen through our facade. You know the god's true nature. Without the benefit of your knowledge, few mortals would be willing to accept the true history of their gods. After all, we weren't. The last time I walked Aora, I made a mistake in not revealing my true purpose. I believe you would understand it better than most. Yes, I will tell you, but this is not the time. As I take this body farther from the lighthouse, the tether grows weaker, and I have already tarried too long. Soon this link will unravel completely. If I have not reached my destination when that happens, I will need to pull more souls from your world. It is. When you contacted me from Port Mage, I had to sever my tether to the Luminous Adra. Without it, I lacked the strength to reach Hasongo. I pulled souls from the creatures of the ocean and from the people at Hasongo until I could reach the light. The soldiers in Naga there were no threat to me. I did not kill them out of malice, but simply to keep this body moving. That question, Watcher, requires a more philosophical examination than we...
The edges of Aethys' massive form blur and dissolve. The huge figure retreats from you. As it moves, the tether begins to rapidly unravel. As Aethys speaks, his voice sounds garbled, fragmented, and distant.
If you would know more, find me at the Ashen Maw in Margren's Teeth. I must rest there before I begin my final work. When I leave that place, you will not be able to follow. Before I go, I should return some of this to you. I still have need of the great power of your soul, but I can spare you this portion.
A pulse of energy moves back along the golden cord toward you. It feels familiar, comforting. Even before it contacts, the energy washes over you, flooding you with feelings and memories you had thought long forgotten, until they settle back into the... And then the tether and cord snap. Aethys' figure evaporating into dust that mingles with the endless gray expanse. heat rushes over you, and the uncomfortable sensation of the Audra Pillar's presence cuts off. The gloom of the in-between is pierced by the light of the living world. You are back in the lighthouse, no longer dim. The luminous Audra beside you is filled with warmth and light.
Long have we kept peace with the Sand-Striped people. But then, the foreign ones came and spread, killed our people, built their hives everywhere.
Shodari, you attack every foreign ship you see. The Juana may not like us, but at least they speak to us.
We were sure the Godwalker came to cast them out. That driving them away was a holy mission. You have never fought to defend something. Very fortunate. Or cowardly. We must go. I know not what this means, but our brethren should hear of it.
Not an option, Snake. Bet you were keeping count of how many good soldiers you fanged. Captain?
You show us something new today, Shuffler. Thank you for this. And for your mercy.
Captain, a word? What, did Ishi defecate in your favorite helmet or something? You've spoken to Aethys, which means you know what we're up against. If the fleet sailed up to him and fired every cannon at once, I imagine we'd have a fighting chance at taking a chip off his kneecap. There's no stopping him, is there? Get used to it. That's how things get done in this part of the world. I suppose there's a certain appeal to recognizing the inevitable. We don't have to waste our breath trying to stop it. It reminds me of the first time I shot to kill. There he stood, a pirate captain barking orders from the forecastle. Out of everyone's range but mine. the wind toyed with us. I took aim, never thinking I'd make the shot, but then I felt this awareness, like someone out there was aiming me. A cannon blast took me by surprise. I squeezed off a shot, expecting it to fly wide, but the bullet took my target between his eyes. I don't know if Bareth kicked open a door or the Sky Mother held my hand, but that man was meant to die. I've got that same feeling now. Better or worse, I know that Aethys is meant to succeed. Choice is a funny word. I never planned to live by the gun. One day I put a bullet through a Bronzoa while the Ranganui happened to be watching, and the rest was history. I can still take pride in my work, if that's what you're asking. Hope I didn't take the wind out of your sail. Whether or not we can change anything, at least we can say we were there. That's more than most people get.
I've got some answers.
That looks like it hurt.
This luminous Audra ought to be able to take my soul's watcher. What do you say? Get ready to witness the feat of a lifetime, Watcher. I'm about to do God's good work, to single-handedly shepherd a multitude of souls straight into the depths of hell. Then keep your eyes peeled, cause it's gonna happen fast as a fire beetle flash. The Audra'll snatch him right quick once I conjure the light. So don't look away. can't! Watcher, I can't do it! Stop me! Ugh, son of a god's darn motherless cur! That hurt worse than a back-to-back whooping from Uncle Angbert's quarterstaff. Thank God I'll never, ever be doing that again. Good God. I feel so very much. How couldn't I be? I can feel it prickling under my skin. I've strived to do Gon's will ever since I was a little girl. Huddling in the back of the barn, bathed in darkness. I just never knew reaping could feel so good. Look at my lantern shine, Watcher. Beautiful as a harvest moon dripping red with blood. What can I do you for? I'm all ears. Tell me what's on your mind. Always. Not a day or night goes by that I don't glimpse the darkness. But that's all right. It calls to me. My duty and my God. It knows. I got a wildness in my blood, Watcher. Oh, I am, Watcher. Can you hear them in there? The new souls I caught? Already they're giving me such sweet, deathly dreams. She started it. All right, might be that I did. But that featherhead deserved it. At least I know I got you in my corner. No one's had my back in a long time, Watcher. I'm so gods darn lucky I met you. Makes me think it was meant to be. That I was meant to help you, just as much as you've helped me. Yeah, it's best we gotta move on.
Yes. You only have to ask.
Hey, what's gnawing you? Leave it to me.
Don't let the door hit your scaly behinds on the way out. You were gabbing with my god again, weren't you?
When the captain goes all starry-eyed like that, the crew starts to ask questions.
If you got something to tell us,
If we had some idea of where Aethys is headed next, maybe we could prevent a repeat of this.
So what you're saying is we are headed to Malgren's Teeth, right?
feels like we're getting closer. I just don't know to what.
Scale-bellied cowards! I knew they'd run!
Look at our beacon. Even the Colossus couldn't destroy it. And those snakes aren't so tough now, are they? Of course. The Hansanui will want to thank you personally for your help here. And she should also know what we're up against. Looking for a real challenge after what you did to those scale bellies? The only thing I know about the place is it's supposedly made of fire. And no one's ever come back from it. But anything can be overcome. She's usually at the Brass Citadel in Neketaka. Clear skies.
light of Aethys be upon you, neighbor. Are you looking for survivors?
A short lady, about my age, came from Deerwood with her son. Let's see. Freckles, braids, usually. Punches you in the arm if she likes you, face if not. Oh, and that's if you're lucky.
No, that doesn't sound like anyone.
You gotta be her son. Got her nose and her You don't have to lie to me, kid. I'm a friend of your mother's. She hiding from someone? Maybe an ex-lover who gave her the best night of her life?
No, I misspoke.
Forget it. Just tell me something. You're
I'm sorry. Who are you?
Lions, bats, and Orlans, to name a few.
Yes, I knew my father when I was very young. He was a man of strong faith.
Have to be. You get a lava mad, you need a god on your side for protection.
He was lost to us during the Purges, which was how we came to flee here.
So you met him? Well, that's great. You had a dad. Where's your mother now? Got a lot of catching.
My mother is with Aethys. Yes, he walks among us once again, enlisting faithful soldiers. I do believe she is with him. She passed the Veil a few years ago. A flu. It's possible her soul has taken a new body by now, but if she was truly blessed, she marches instead beside the Shining God.
You lied to us. You said you didn't know her. Expect me to believe this now? Funny, you wouldn't know what to look at him.
I'm not lying. She's buried on the other side of that hill.
How could she be gone?
Don't be troubled by her passing. All souls that march with Aethys receive his warmth and light. Aethys has come to us twice now. Even Oblivion couldn't slow his march. We shouldn't have opposed his first coming. He meant to rally us under his banner.
Well, I know a lot of dead Deerwoodans who will be relieved to hear that. And seeing what we've seen, it's hard to believe they got our best interests at heart.
Aethys forced everyone to declare themselves as ally or enemy, nothing more. Now he marches again, and we have a chance to correct our mistakes.
Well, that's charitable.
I would like to have joined him when he passed this way, but I was weak. It won't happen again. You can't build on broken foundations. Real change needs destruction. I trust my God knows better than I do. He knows truths I'll never learn.
And got that right.
I was once lost. I struggled as you do now. but the partisans of the lighted path have restored my faith in Aethys. What greater honor than to march in his vanguard? We began as children of the Dawnstars, separated from each other as we questioned our purpose. But then Aethys granted a vision to Guderian Bosch. Bosch saw an illuminated path lighting the way through a black abyss, and he saw Aethys marching on the path, and Aethys bade him to march alongside.
Not quite how I've been seeing it, but everyone's open to their own interpretations.
And the Shining God told Guderian Bosch to gather an army of the God's truest followers, and to prepare to lead it into battle.
You'd think after getting blown up, he'd slow down on the battling.
We don't know. The end of the path hasn't been revealed to Guderian Bosch yet. But to the faithful, shouldn't matter. It'll be a great journey, but we're prepared. Guderian Bosch knows the way. Aethys himself has appeared in Deadfire in the form Guderian Bosch foretold. That's more proof than any of his faithful could ever ask. What fortune to be given this opportunity, to know our God in the... Guderian Bosch warned us. Those outside the partisans may ridicule us and test our faith, especially our old families and others close. We've learned it's best to keep to ourselves and those with open...
We can go.
Hey, kid. What was your name again?
Bairn.
Right. This lighted path fellow, Bosch. Sounds interesting. There's some way I can meet him?
He's usually on the move, rallying followers. But the partisans of the lighted path often gather in the Temple of Aethys in Neketaka. I seem to go there myself. There's an adherent there, Ogna, who initiates new partisans. No doubt she'd be pleased to help you. Aethys needs able soldiers, even in their elder years. You should consider what Ogna has to say. It might speak to you. Farewell.
You must gather your party before venturing forth. You blink and find yourself standing in the knee-high grass of an endless field, with the day just falling into dusk. The grass still holds the warmth of late afternoon sunlight, but a chill breeze blows at your back. The chirr and trill of nightjars rises with the wind. In the inky bruise of the sky, stars ignite by the ones and twos. The tolling of a single bell joins the chorus of birdsong. Then another. The sound surrounds you. Every stalk of grass bears a delicate silver bell on its end, bobbing in the wind. The chill breeze becomes a howling gale, and the tide of ringing bells sweeps you off your feet. It carries you like flotsam through the sea of grass. Then, the earth falls away. The wind ceases, and you are sent tumbling up into the dark of the sky.
Watcher.
The voice of the Pallid Knight shakes the earth at your feet. You have returned to Bareth's realm, your soul once more called to attend the wishes of the God of Death.
Once again, you have spoken with the Child of Light. Tell me what you have learned.
You feel a ghostly hand at your throat.
You will speak, or I will compel you to speak.
She does not squeeze, but only rests her hand there. A threat as gentle as a lover's caress.
Death comes for all in time. Or have you forgotten Archdruid Reston and Hio Vaderona? You killed them at my behest, and you are not my only agent in Aeorin.
An icy smile briefly transforms the Pallid Knight's face.
You may be the Watcher of Cadnua, the Hound of Aethys, the Herald of Bareth, but you are still a mortal man. Every time you defy me, I grow further inclined to disassemble your soul and scatter your essence to the farthest corners of the beyond once the task I have assigned you is complete. So have a care, Watcher. Intriguing.
The Pallid Knight stares past you, pensive.
While attend. Tell me what your many eyes perceive.
Her words ring out, and a heavy silence descends. In the silence breaks the murmur of countless voices. They speak all at once in languages both known and unknown to you. In the space beside Bareth, an eye blinks open, followed fast by several more. They are round, keen eyes of Kith, the slit eyes of snakes, the small, dark marbles of birds, the bulbous lanterns of deep-sea fish.
Here we are.
A figure walks through the cloud of eyes as one might step through a door. It is an Orlan, then a Pale Elf, an Ocean Human, a Naga, each of them eyeless. They are Wal.
This is the first interesting thing to happen in ages, and we do so love a riddle.
The figure wears an Amawa's grin, and the many voices beneath its own titter.
Some things must be lost to be found again. You knew that once, when you buried my scroll beneath the earth in Black Meadow. But it seems you have forgotten. We have read the book of your life, Watcher. It is heavy with the weight of your choices, and its pages are not unmarred by the blood of others. You read, but on a smaller scale. We see between the strings of the world, and Eothas is there, strumming them like a lute. His tongue is still, yet he sings of a coming joy. What tune he plays, we do not know. It is complex, ever-shifting. One moment vibrating in harmony, the next in discord.
A man strides through the door to Bareth's realm. Behind him lope wolves with lolling tongues, and jungle cats whose long tails twitch with every step. Galawain, the changeling, arrives, and he brings with him the wild heart of Eora's untamed places. Fast on Galawain's heels, a small wave of seawater washes across the tiles. It pours off the edge of the platform. Out of the water rears a glowing lure, then the head of a gigantic fish. The round black eyes of Andra roll to meet yours.
Eothas is nothing if not resourceful. I admire his nerve.
In the changeling's voice, you hear the soft patter of rain on leaves and the rush of wind through treetops.
If his journey leads him back to us, he has proved himself worthy of return to the fold.
Eothas does not return to us. He returns to execute some grand plan. We must stop him.
Andra's voice rises like a tide, panic riding its crest. The doors lining the walls of Bareth's realm slam open in unison. Warped pieces of ancient armor and the remnants of discarded weapons roar through the doorways. They meet in the center of the room, in a shower of sparks, and form the vague figure of a man. Finally, a blacksmith's sledge hurtles past your shoulder, and the figure snatches it from the air. A man forged in metal stands before you. Twin flames ignite in his eyes, and a low rumble starts in his... He walks forward. With each halting, jerky step, you're assaulted with the unbearable screech of metal.
We should destroy Eothas, that we might reforge him into something new, something stronger. He could be a weapon that all of us might wield.
Abaddon's words carry the heat of the forge. Behind them, you hear the clang and clatter of hammer on metal, and the hiss of just-quenched steel.
Abaddon speaks with wisdom. He violates not their realms, but mine. I feel his urgency in every stamp of his feet along my spine. I will send tsunamis to slow him, if Mogren would stir the earth beneath Mogren's teeth.
The water at your feet recedes. Lava oozes up through the shallow water, and a woman made from the guts of the earth emerges. She settles her characteristic broadsword on her shoulder and sighs a cloud of smoke and ash. Magrin returns.
In the age when our steps carved valleys across the face of Eora, our bodies were impervious to all but the strongest attacks. I doubt fire and water will be enough to stop him. But I will bear down upon Aethys with all the heat and fury of the earth. If I must.
The deep, bellowing cry of an aurochs shakes the ground beneath your feet. The cry drones on and on, a moan without end. Wal's many eyes squeeze shut. Andra slips back beneath her waves. Magrin dissipates in a swirling cloud of steam. Galawain's beasts cower and whine. Only the pallid night stands impassive.
My end comes to all things in time. Should Aethys care to hasten the inevitable, I welcome his efforts.
The Child of Light will not choose the hour of my death.
Magrin tests the edge of her broadsword with a smoldering finger.
He sows chaos in his longing for a radiant dawn. So much will be lost in the cacophony of fear his actions inspire.
The crack of thunder rends the air. The gods fall silent.
We can wait no longer to act. Speak with him, Watcher. Discover what it is he plans. To live is a choice, and you yet draw breath. Drink deep of the air, Watcher. We have work yet to do.
The warmth of the pallid night's breath blows soft on the back of your neck, though she stands nowhere near. Water begins to creep across the floor. It swells, runs swiftly, and catches at your ankles. You scrabble at the tiles, but it's no use. The current's pull drags you off the edge of Bareth's realm, and into the fathomless beyond. You splash down in water so dark you can't see the bottom. Then, the water recedes, gone like a dream upon waking. The hard wood of your cabin's floor presses against your spine. The gods are gone, but you remain.
Yeah? Tell me what's on your mind? Always. Not it calls to me. My duty and my God. I got a wildness in my blood, Watcher. No need to fiddle-foot around. I'm listening. You need me, I'll be 2 whoops and a holler away.
I got this.
I'm glad to see you in good health, my lord.
Is there something you wanted to talk? You only have to ask.
Wonder what Pa's up to.
Casita, I'm glad we have this chance to talk. I have not properly thanked you for taking me away from that place. That shop and my apprenticeship were like a diving bell, dragging me all the way to the bottom with barely enough air to survive. Arkemir was fond of tormenting me. If he had taught me anything of substance, I might even have endured his wretched company a while longer. In any case, now I am free to study the world, and it is because of you. So, now I will say it. Agrasima. Ah, what a question. Arkemir is elusive. That flamboyant house of his? It is all a performance, a mask that people will not think to peer beneath. I had a sneaking suspicion that he knows more about magic than the rest of the Circle combined. Or maybe he is just an accomplished liar. I may never know the truth. It is a funny thing. I was so quick to chase my ambitions, as if an apprenticeship would outline the course of my life. In the end, I was building a castle in the sand. The taller it rose, the harder the waves swept in to batter it down. Now I have no plan, and the uncertainty is a refreshing change. Right now, I desire nothing more than to enjoy my liberation. I will worry about the problems of the world as they come. Always Constantine hovers over me, asking to recommend him exciting books, as if I would ever touch fiction. I came to the Ark. What more could you desire to know, Casita? Not if it means I must submit to a bickering council of madmen plotting against each other. If I ever scribed a spell, it would be the best-kept secret in Eora. Only I would enjoy the satisfaction of knowing it. Fascina's mirthless laugh. Fascina's prickling pox. No, I have it. Fascina's withering glare. Ah, I like the sound of that. Being a part of the Circle has its little perks, but also some headache-inducing responsibilities. At least one member must always watch over the Deadfire and see that matters do not fall into total disarray. Arkemir wanted the job about as much as he wanted to lance a boil on his deflated scrotum, but the alternative was giving stewardship to Maura. No one in the Circle trusted her with the archipelago. With trading companies dividing up the islands, they didn't think a Huana could stay detached. They also hate tentacle magic. During the changing of the guard, while a handful of imps loaded Arkemir's ship for the journey south, I stowed away in a dresser. Once we were at sea, I made my presence known. A dozen imps tore at my hair and pushed me towards the railing. When Arkemir saw me struggle, he didn't step in to help. He just gave me work. I did what I could to make myself useful. Stitched the sails, disciplined the imps. That one impressed him most of all. By the end of the voyage, I had the little stinkers saluting me as I passed. When we made port in Neketaka, he introduced me as his apprentice and installed me at the cupboard for a life of clerical drudgery. You know the rest. I was searching for a life beyond the cupboard, and that handsome oaf was blessed with a silver tongue. Came in handy when he was licking the boots of his creditors. I don't regret our time together. That was just a different Fascina. What are you looking at? Go back to rearranging your massage oils or whatever it is you do here.
Aye, aye, Casita.
I have always dreamed of opening a magic shop in Neketaka. That was a joke. When I set out on this path, I discovered quickly that magic is all tied up. Take a grimoire, for example. Misplace an accent mark over a rune, all the logic of a spell collapses.
And you'd prefer something more ill-defined why, exactly?
I don't want to break the rules of magic, but I want to rewrite some of them. Loosen them up so that any sharp mind can take up the study. The Circle would hate that, wouldn't they? If they could not reinforce their superiority over the rest of us, they might even disband. You assume a great deal, Casita. When they are not striding across an island, the gods concern me about as much as Eora's moons. Religion was never very important to me. I do not expect that to change now that the gods have revealed their petty, narrow-minded ways. I heard a member of your crew whispering of this, but I am pleased to have it confirmed. Knowing this forbidden truth, does it change anything for you? Perfetto. If the gods are not as legitimate as we once assumed, does this make them any less our gods? Does it make your Ardra Colossus retrace his steps back to Khad Nua? As far as revelations go, this one is not very poignant for me. Ask away, Casita.
Haoyo, do you require my expertise? My condition? If by that you mean the results of my experiment upon the sea, I have no interest in discussing it, or likely ever. I appreciate that, but should I? And yet, we persist. Remarkable, yeah? He was much as I expected. Cold, hard, both honest and misleading. Regardless of where the gods came from, I have no doubt that the land shaped Remergond. I do. His unpleasantness does not change the fundamental truth of his doctrine. I am not certain that faith is the right term, but still, I am glad not to have disappointed you. Are you surprised? He's a two-faced, manipulative hypocrite. And remarkably unpleasant company. What's surprising is that anyone bears fondness for him. Show me someone who hasn't. I will treat him with politesse, provided he does not provoke me. My studies? I cannot promise a dissertation. I'm surprised you haven't read my work. As an apprentice, I focused on, and then helped discredit, the phrenological approach. At the time, it seemed more difficult than I thought it should. Some of my colleagues had a vested interest in a model of the world that included an inherent hierarchy of kith. That some kith made more worthy receptacles for souls than others, based on the shape of their brow or the length of their ears, was apparently. Afterwards, my interest turned to the theoretical, before shifting a few decades later to the study of parapsychological inertia. Close. Parapsychological inertia. The tendency for some souls to gravitate towards familiar locales or engage in behaviors exhibited from past lives. From there, I moved on to work in metamortality, the scientific study of souls over lifetimes and the cycle of reincarnation. Which brings us to the present. I'm surprised you haven't read my... As an apprentice at the time, it seemed more difficult than I thought it should be. Afterwards, just so. From there, Which brings us to the present. You set the sled before the dogs. Before making decisions regarding what should be done, we must first understand what is. Anything else is a dream in the dark. The truth, of course. I'm sorry that I have no simple answer for you. Embarking on inquiry with an agenda. That is how mistakes get made. I've had a year or two in which to make mistakes. I could theorize, but given how little I've observed of him, it would be irresponsible of me to do so. It must require incredible energy, though. Staggering amounts of soul essence. And can Audra truly be so flexible? Why does he not crumble? Whatever he is, however he accomplishes it, perhaps we can discover together, if the discovering doesn't kill us. That depends on who you ask. Generally, Audra conducts soul energy. Luminous Audra also stores it, however. Is it simply a worse conductor getting clogged by essence? Or is this indicative of a specialized function? Unfortunately, greed stymies inquiry. Rauatai and the Republics grind every ounce they find down into bath salts. Of course, Captain.